A recent study from the World Health Organization suggests that mixing two different manufacturers' COVID-19 vaccines may offer the same level of protection compared to just sticking with a single manufacturer's COVID vaccine. Here's what Dr. Catherine O'Brien of the WHO had to say about this ongoing research.
Most countries have more than one vaccine that's being used in the program. So what would be easiest for countries and for people is to say, one COVID vaccine is like another, and I can have one dose from one product and a different dose from another product. But we don't actually have the evidence for most of that mixing and matching. And what we know about the safety is that the amount of reaction in your arm and some of the general short-term reactions that people get, not feeling well or a low-grade fever, are generally speaking the same whether you mix and match or whether you use the same regimen. So we do have safety evidence on this, and that's an important attribute of anything that we would recommend is to be sure we've looked at the safety already.
What about microdosing of the existing COVID-19 vaccines or receiving a dosage of the vaccine that has not been specified by the manufacturer?
The clinical trials that were done for these vaccines did research to figure out what the dose should be that people should receive, and those clinical trials have shown that when you're given those vaccines with those doses, we have very high protection against severe disease. But we know that in the future there may be some evidence that says that there may be a need for booster doses, or it may be possible for some of the vaccines that we have to reduce the dose and optimize the supply by doing that. The research to evaluate whether or not what's called a fractional dose, so a fraction of the usual dose, whether that's effective, that research is going on. We don't have the answer to that question yet, but it certainly is an area that we're looking at carefully.
If you have any specific questions about COVID vaccines or what the new CDC booster shot guidance means for you, experts recommend that you have a discussion with your healthcare provider. For KPVM, I'm Matthew Davis.